Hey guys, it's Antoine Austin again with another quick, brief message. Today I want to talk to you guys about why wholesale real estate is still America's #1 best kept secret when it comes to creating an ATM machine and printing cash. So let's get into it. Before we start the video, I want you guys to go like, comment, and subscribe at Sleek Caesar on all platforms, YouTube, Instagram, etc. I've been able to go out over the course of a decade and generate large amounts of revenue through wholesale real estate. I've taken that wholesale income and been able to go out and flip, buy subject twos, which we can talk about in another video, buy rental properties, etc. Create a lifestyle where I'm able to travel, do things that are fun with my family, etc. Right? And so it's been a super great adventure, and I want to put you guys on some game, right? Never before in history has somebody been able to go out and create a large amount of revenue for themselves in such a short period of time, right? Time is everything today, right? Time is money, money is time, time is attention, attention is currency. When you go out and you look for properties that have distress signs or distress situations, you can instantly turn that into a large amount of revenue so that you can go live a crazy lifestyle, right? You guys just see I got back from pretty tropical places, but I'm only able to do that through the vehicle of real estate. I've been in sales for many years. You guys have seen me sell water through network marketing companies. You guys see me be a travel agent through World Ventures. You guys see me open up boutiques and sell merchandise like hats and watches and bracelets. Well, when I chose real estate, it was only because I know that that's going to give me the highest yield and the highest return on investment. It's not that I wasn't good at selling waters and hats and energy drinks and energy bars, or not good at selling hats and watches. It's that I knew that real estate was going to give me the top-notch amount of profit that I needed to be able to go out and live the lifestyle that you guys see me living. So let's get into it. When I show you guys how to go out into the marketplace, like I do in the link in description in the Wholesaling Ebook, I show you guys how to target properties that look like they have distress, vacant houses. I show you guys how to find probate type of houses. These are houses that people may have inherited it, or really don't know what to do with these types of properties. And I tell you how to turn them into cash. For example, about 2 weeks ago, a student of mine, was able to go out, put a property under contract that was a pre-foreclosure for roughly $152,000. I knew a local investor here in town who was interested in that property for around $216K. So you do the math on that. That's a large amount of revenue. Luckily, this property didn't have a mortgage on it. So when you don't have a mortgage on a property, and I teach you guys this, you don't have to order what's called a payoff. A payoff is basically the lien holder's mortgage or debt that you got to call them and get the total figures so that you can pay off the property. Well, when a property doesn't have that, that gives you the ability to close it in less than 24 hours. Luckily, I have a sphere of influence of investors who, like the property that my student had. I was able to put it in front of them. They said, yeah, I can get this done. And they got it done in like 48 hours, right? We got it under contract on a Wednesday and was able to make the money and put it in our pocket on a Friday. I was on a first flight out of the country on a Monday, right? And so it's little things like that that allow you to go out and create a large amount of revenue for yourself and your family. And that's why it's so beneficial that I show you guys this information, right? Because sure, I can go out and wholesale water, but what's the margin on that? Sure, I can go out and wholesale hats, but what's the margin on that? But if I go out and wholesale a piece of property or a piece of real estate, what's the margin on that? You're going to be sure that there's a lot more profit involved on a piece of property than there is a bottle of water or a hat or a watch, right? And so how many houses can you get that you can wholesale and make 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, maybe even 100,000 on, right? And I'm so obsessed with this niche and this craft because it's totally changed my life. Where before I got into this, I wasn't making the most amount of money. Sure, I lived a pretty great lifestyle. I was able to do some travel, able to do some type of fun things in my life, but it hasn't been as extraordinary as it has been with real estate, right? Sometimes I have to even pinch myself, like, wow, I just made 30,000 in one day, 50,000 in one day. Now I got to come to you guys in the office and freaking make a piece of content because I'm that enthusiastic about what transpired and what transacted. And so I go out and teach you guys and show you guys, because I'm like, man, I don't want to just experience this for myself, right? I want to be able to experience this with everyone around me and people who I can bring with me, right? And so you guys still go out there right now in this very same year, use the strategies and techniques that I'm teaching you how to guys go do, and go find deeply discounted freaking deals, right? You can go use this to find deeply discounted cars. You can go use this to find deeply discounted hats. You can go use this to find deeply discounted watches. But you got to think about what the margin and the profitability is going to be on the type of product and service, right? I'd rather wholesale a building than wholesale a watch. And so when I'm showing you guys how to wholesale buildings and property, you can be assured that you're not going to make $500. You can be probably assured you're going to make close to a few $1,000 at least. Now you do that over X amount of years, in my case, 10 years, you can see how you can generate a large amount of wealth for yourself and your family and your loved ones. That's really, really huge to me, guys. So wholesaling is still America's #1 best kept secret when it comes to generating revenue and creating an ATM for yourself that prints cash. Think about it. When you close a wholesale deal, now you're not desperate anymore. You can actually go and buy something yourself. You can say, hey, instead of wholesaling this, I'm going to take 20,000 of this money that I made, and I'm going to put it down on a property, and I'm going to rent it out to somebody, and they're going to pay me monthly, and I'm going to watch the appreciation of my property go up. It's so many different strategies that you can use once you actually learn how to do the basics of real estate, which I always say it's wholesaling, right? Once you learn how to find that deeply discounted property, you can do anything with it. You can refer it to an agent for a listing. You can flip it. You can rent it out. You can get so creative. But first, you got to know the skill set that I teach you and actually how to find the freaking deals, right? And there's a lot of guys and girls like me, but I really show you guys how to go out and keep yourself lean. I was listening to a podcast on real estate disruptors, and there was a 21-year-old guy. He reminded me of myself too. Kind of got in the game early 2018, 19, and they were talking about how he generated $500,000 in 1 year. And you would think that would be a small amount of money, but he's 21 years old. He generated $500,000. He's running a lean operation, kind of like myself. Nice little office, a couple little expenses, a couple virtual assistants and AIs that you can use. You think about you keeping all that profit. Whereas if you're running, let's say, a $2.3 million company, you got all these employees, you got all this staff, and you're going to probably take home in net as much as the small guy who only made $500,000 a year. Well, you got to understand now the guy who's making $500,000 a year with all the less overhead, he's more profitable than the guy who's running a $2.3 million company and only taking home $300,000. Right? And so which position would you want to be in? Would you want to be the guy who's making 2.3 million and only bringing home 300,000 because he has to pay staff, he has to pay his overhead, he has to pay his marketing costs, and all that stuff grows? Or would you rather be the guy who's running a lean operation, bringing in $500,000, maybe pocketing 90% of that, okay, paying his bills that are probably 20% of his cost, 20% of his revenue, and breaking way more than not even, he's putting maybe, a decent portion. Let's just say if you're bringing in 500K, maybe you're taking home 400K. You spent 100K in your business between marketing and expenses, right? I'd rather be that guy than the guy over here. And so wholesaling houses is still America's #1 best kept secret because it allows you to collapse time. It allows you to get revenue quickly once you master the skill set. And then it allows you to take that money and diversify and do a lot of different things, right? Once you make a $20,000, $10,000 check, maybe you want to become a stock expert. Now, I always tell people don't get the shiny object syndrome, but if you take 5,000 and put it in what you like, cotton or Apple or any of those things, now you're an investor and you get to skip from the quadrant. You got employee, right? Self-employed, business owner, and investor. Well, you're able to skip from employee, self-employed, business owner, straight to investor, right? You're making your money work for you now, and you skip having to build the processes and systems. You skip having to work overtime for yourself, and you skip having to work overtime for somebody else. And on those 4 quadrants, you're right at the investor, right? And so now you're making your money work for you. And this is big, guys. Wholesaling is still America's #1 best kept secret. If you want to get access to all of the information that you need to go out and generate and make the type of money in wholesaling real estate, click the link below and get access to me, either one-on-one, or just grab some of the products and services and see how you can digest the information and go out and act. I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer today. I just want to let you guys know what right now in 2024, 2025, 2026 is the best time to get in real estate. You're in cities like Colorado, you see cranes everywhere, people building, it's traffic everywhere. That tells you there's still being money and revenue spent. Don't sit on the bench, get in the game. Click that link below and get access to the Wholesaling Blueprint. And I'll see you guys on the next side. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys.